to the Director of Football, Journeyman. Today, on Football Manager 2020, we are going to be taking on Westerlo, who were, for a time, you may remember, in second or third. They were duking it out for second or third in the league. They're sitting 11th now, and they are definitely not going to make it into the Champions Group playoff thing to find out who's going to be champions. We are guaranteed that position already. We're definitely in the top 6. And then we take on Roma in the second leg of the Champions League knockout. The Champions League first knockout round. Since you were here last, where did we stop? It was Zulte Waregem after the transfer window. We then went and beat Royal Antwerp 3-0. Carnevale, Diallo and Everett all scoring. Everett has been top centre-back recently. He has been on fire. Against Leuven, 4-0. Nuno Leo scored after 16 seconds. Diallo scored a 60-minute penalty. Hernan Gonzalez and Carlos Roberto scoring. Against Ostende, beat them 3-0. Gonzalez, Carnevale and Diallo all scoring. Played a bit of a rotated side. We had Blish starting at centre-back. He is definitely a player who's going to be fantastic in the future. Then against Club Bruges, beat them 3-0. Roberto Dodora and Rodriguez getting a goal. Very few goals this year for Rodriguez, but he's finally scored again. Then in the first leg against Roma, 5-0 away from home, Nuno Leo scored, Carlos Roberto botched in a hat-trick, and Diallo scored as well. Unfortunately, Thiago Rodriguez picked up a significant injury. Well, it was significant enough he had to come off, which is not good, but we have Carnevale back, so that's fine by me, because Carnevale has been in far better form this year. Then against Genk, we won 4-2. Those were the first 2 goals that Baldoff had conceded since he arrived. No, he's conceded 2 against Sintrenza. Those were the first league goals he's conceded since he arrived, which has just been, he's been fantastic. He's a wall in goal. It is fantastic. Inkite, Carnevale with a brace, and Diallo scoring in that game. And then against Mechlin, 3-0, Diallo with a cheeky little hat-trick. Gonzalez picked up an injury in that game. Not ideal, but we can deal with it. As I said, the final game before the Champions Group split is today against Westerlo. Not everyone is playing today. The rest of the teams are playing tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. But as I said, we're already guaranteed. We're top by 13 points, so quite convincingly ahead. And the fight for top 6 is sorted. Top 6 is sorted. We're going to be playing Anderlecht, Sint-Truiden, Charleroi, Genk, and Standard Liège for the title. Surprises to say that Club Bruges isn't in the top 6, so another top team misses out in the top 6 this year, and it's Vitran. Antwerp can get relegated as well. So Antwerp, Vitran and Berchat can all still get relegated. And then we just have the formality of beating Roma at home to get into the second knockout round, which I think we should be able to do. But for the Westerlo game, this is how we're lining up today. We have Baladuf in goal, Mitkov and Nathan as our wing-backs, De Gresse and Nkite as our centre-backs, Dodora and Leo as our central midfield. Clark comes in to play on the right with Carlos Roberto as the left winger, Carnevale and Diallo up front. Everett suspended for today's game, so De Gresse comes back in. Gonzalez is recovering from his injury, which was a damaged heel, and Rodriguez from a twisted ankle. So they're both not going to be fit for today's game. I could, in theory, play them if I wanted to. No need to, so we're not going to. Carnevale is wanted by Inter Milan, the ex-Juventus striker, but after this season, I don't care, because we're going to be leaving. I have decided that this summer we're leaving. Plain and simple. We're no longer going to be Ghent manager. We need to find pastures new and try and get a job in Portugal or Russia maybe. I prefer Portugal, but Russia possibly. I've considered loading England, Italy, Spain, all those countries to see if we can get in there. But I'm not overly bothered by it. I wouldn't mind spending a little longer in lesser played countries because so many people play in England. And Diallo, 37th of the season. He's by far and away the top scorer in the league as well, as you might have seen. He has 31 to 32 now in the league. Next closest has 19, I think it is, or 18. So Diallo has been on fire this year. It is. I would love if our next club we could afford to bring him, and the director of football decides to bring him, because he is an absolute monster. He's a legend at Ghent, and slightly unattainable, I would say, which is the only issue we might have with trying to get him. I just want to make sure we're in key highlights. We are indeed. Westerlo. I'm disappointed in Westerlo that they dropped off so abruptly, because it just went from like second or duking it out for second or third, and then all of a sudden they were gone. But you know, what can you do? It's not my job to make sure that Westerlo are doing their best. I think they just got found out and just struggled a lot. Carlos Roberto puts Diallo through. Back to Carlos Roberto. Penalty? No. Instead, Westerlo are on the attack. And Kita pushes them back to central midfield. Aqua. Oh. Baladov beaten. It's not good enough. That's not good enough. Regardless of what happens anyway, Westerlo are comfortable in 11th. They're not going to move up or down, regardless of results. So it's two teams basically playing for nothing. We just want to extend our advantage over everyone else, because when the points get halved, we'll get 35 points. As it is right now, I wouldn't mind if we were a bit further ahead. I think last year we didn't have a huge advantage, did we? I think this year we've been far more dominant than we were last year. Oh, Diallo picks up the poor back pass, can't score it, and then runs it out for a goal kick. We've been definitely the better team. We've not really shown that we're that much better than Westerlo in this game. We haven't really seen Carnevale, which is a major disappointment. So we might bring on Kone. I think that's his name, the ex. Is he ex-Westerlo? Oh my god. Baladov goes from being unbeatable to getting beaten by one of the softest shots. That was terrible. That was actually terrible. Like, it's like he fluffed his shot and Baladov just kind of went, oh. Floppy hand. Yashin. Easy for Nathan. Leo. Puts it forward. Diallo. Oh, why didn't he take it on his left? I know he prefers his right foot, but that's left foot all day long. Nuno Leo. Across. Gets cleared, and now Westerlo are in the attack again. Oh, Clark. Is that a red? No, okay, it's just yellow. The way the referee went over towards him, I was like, he's getting sent off. Dodora is having a really poor game. Where's the passion, lads? We have a lot of players on the pitch who aren't playing that well. Carlos Roberto, more so than anyone else, not having a great game. Alright, come on, bit of passion. Like, we may have guaranteed our place in the Champions Group but I don't want to go in with a defeat. Right, time to make some changes. Jack Clark is playing terribly. Deckers is coming on, but put him on support. De Gresse is having a poor game. Do I want to bring Blish on? Do I really want to bring Blish on? No, we don't. Make you opening defender on cover. Just put you on defend. Bring on Jose Augusto to play on the left. Take Carnevale off for Kone, because he is, I'm pretty sure he's ex-Vestralo. Might be Sintroenza. Never mind. Alright, well, he's on now, so we can't make any changes to that. Not ideal. I don't want to lose. Gonna go very attacking. We're actually going to lose to Vestralo. Are we? Balduff to Nathan. Jose Augusto. Puts Carlos Roberto through. Why would you shoot? Why? You had 3 players in the box and you shoot. Push forward. No, we've lost to Vestralo. That's just terrible form. That was god awful. Clark performance was shocking. To be fair, he's not the one that should be having a poor game, because he could easily be dropped. Of all the players in the team, he is, or of all the players that started today, he is the least likely to start the next game, because we have Deckers and Gonzalez ahead of him. It was only because Deckers has been in recently, and I thought we were going to be Vestralo fairly comfortably. So it's now time for the second leg against Roma. Just wanted to bring this up because I had forgotten that this was after happening. Pavlov, ex-Ghent player, we had him on loan for 2 seasons. I think, wasn't it 2 seasons? Yeah, we had him on loan for 2 seasons here. He was quite a good player for us. He has recently joined Shakhtar Donetsk for 22.5 million. You might know, Shakhtar Donetsk is a Ukrainian team. Pavlov, Ukrainian, but he's unhappy because his promise that was made by the Shakhtar manager was to bring a Ukrainian player in to help him settle. What? What? He's Ukrainian, joining a Ukrainian team, and he wants a Ukrainian player brought in to help him settle. Do Shakhtar have that few Ukrainian players that a Ukrainian player gets pissed when you don't sign a Ukrainian player? Oh, I need to find international. No, they have Ukrainian players, just for some reason. Pavlov, not happy. Because they didn't sign a Ukrainian player to help him settle. I didn't know that was possible. It came up in news article. I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, Pavlov stated that Castro's failure to bring in someone to help him settle in at the club, as promised, was the reason he had requested to leave. That was on the 4th of March. When did he join? January. So at the end of January, I think that's hilarious. It's ridiculous that a Ukrainian player wants a Ukrainian player brought in to help him settle in Ukraine. Anyway, going into this game, teams that are already through. Borussia Dortmund have knocked out Barcelona. Chelsea have knocked out Club Brugge. Salzburg knocked out Man City. Real Madrid have knocked out Inter Milan. So the game today is us against Roma and Liverpool, who are 2 up against Valencia. So it'll be interesting to see, can Atletico Madrid come back from their defeat against PSG in tomorrow's game, and Benfica have Bayern Munich. This is how we're lining up for the game today. We have, after our very frustrating defeat against Vestralo 4 days ago, we continue with Baladuff in goal, Mitkov and Nathan as our wing backs, De Gresse and Nkita in central defence, because Everett picked up an injury after his suspension, which is just fantastic. We have a bunch of unregistered players as well, which is delightful. We've basically got 2 centre-backs, and Nathan. Nathan can play centre-back as well. Don't really want to have to play him there. Dodora and Leo in central midfield as normal. Gonzalez comes back in for today's game. Carlos Roberto plays on the left as he always does. Carnevale and Diallo up front. So we are going to submit the team. Digresse still lacking a little bit of match sharpness. I genuinely don't know how. He missed, like, he didn't start 3 games, but somehow he is not match fit. He didn't start the games, came on as a substitute, but he's not match sharp. Although, to be fair, it is up to 74% now, so it's not terrible. Diallo, 44 appearances. Today's his 45th, and he has scored 37 goals. Has to be said, he's done quite well for himself. This has definitely been his best year. To Dora, to Leo, Carlos Roberto, back to Leo, out to Nathan, whips across Diallo, puts it down, and Carlos Roberto makes it 1-0 on the night after just short of 2 minutes. 6-0 on aggregate. We have 5 away goals. They now need to score 6 to go through. I think it's fair to say, lads, we've done it. Interestingly, they have Paul Lopez in goal. Nathan, is it Nathan Kenney? Yeah, Noah Kenney, the Leeds man, I'm guessing. I think we can just click on him. Yeah, ex-Leeds playing for them today. They still have the Turkish winger playing for them, and he is playing as a wide midfielder. Interesting. Nuno Leo. Back to Dodora. De Leo. Carlos Roberto. Diallo. He's offside, is he? Yeah. We could have been 7 up after 25 minutes. Dodora to Leo. He was comfortably offside. Alright, lads, bit of creativity. That was interesting. Panning. Nathan gets it across. Was it Carlos Roberto put that one over? Yeah, they've Singiz Under playing as a wide midfielder. Nuno Leo. Nkite heads straight at their goalkeeper. Paul Lopez gets it as far away from him as physically possible. Marias. Admilson Marias. What a goal. Gonzalez has picked up another injury. Oh, my wonder kid. We have Deckers on the bench, so that's fine. Not a great corner. So Roma have the ball again. They do, as I said, need to score 5 more goals to go through. If we score again, then they're not having a great time of things. Mitkov fairly comfortably picks up to Baldouf. Nkite, not a great pass. Diego Dalot gets the ball away just before he gets tackled. Mitkov tries to get it. Marias gets blocked. He has to be offside. Yeah, okay. They have Christian Pulisic playing on the right as well. Interesting. Gonzalez with the surging run forward. 2 players ahead of him just decides and said, no, just gonna kick it as hard as possible away. Nkite, my centre back. Roma are defending like they're a bunch of 7-year-olds. Just 10 players in the box. And that way, it's harder for us to score. Digresse and Mitkov not having great games. Gonzalez, probably take him off at half time because he does have that slight knock. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. Because, to be fair, I'm not overly happy with it. Gonzalez going to come off for Deckers. Just because Gonzalez picked up that little injury. Leo with the corner. Carlos Roberto picks it up. Nkite. Back out to Leo. Dinks it across. Carnevale. Straight at the keeper. Carnevale, this is pretty much the first time he's had major interest. He has gotten that interest mostly because he's been named quite a few times now as a player who should be called up by Italy, and he hasn't yet, but puts Diallo through. Diallo 38 of the season. It is 7-1 on aggregate. I think it's fair to say, it's safe to say, we're through. I know we still have the majority of a half left to play. They're not going to score 6 more goals. Pulisic is having a poor game. We're keeping their wingers quiet. Mitkov with the big throw. Not a great throw, but he picks the ball back up. The Dora, one of the best players in the world, playing for Ghent. Leo gets it out to Mitkov. Get a penalty? No. Okay. Just asking. Marius. They're taking Musa Barrow off. Interesting. Brought on Salcedo. Joe Emerson. They've kept him on, even though he's picked up a knock. Pellegrini. Still. And Cristane. Still playing for Roma. We've pushed them back all the way back to their centre-backs. And we've won the ball back. Diallo. Dodora. Has Carnevale ahead of him. Decides to shoot. Diallo. To Carnevale. Deckers. Dodora. Leo. Tries to take the shot but gets blocked. Roberto. 3-1 on the night. 8-1 on aggregate. I think, lads, I don't want to say we're into the next round prematurely, but we're into the next round. Nuno Leo takes the corner. De Gresse. How is Carlos Roberto offside there? How? I want to see the replay. There's no way he's offside here. No, he wasn't offside. It's lies. Who do we want to bring on? We're bringing on Conte to play at right back because Mikov's not playing well and he's tired. We'll go with that. And we will save our final substitution for the time being. Conte with the throw gets to nobody, and now Roma are on the break. Marius Baldoff fell backwards as he was going back towards his goal. Just goalkeeper things in FM20. Give that a bit of praise because they're doing well. We are going to make our final substitution, and I think we'll rest Dodora, bring on Morales to play, instead of moving Nuno Leo to play as the playmaker. Dodora has done more than enough this season to warrant him having a less than stellar game. Morales can also play at left back, and he's quite good at it, which is interesting. He can play as a left winger as well. Morales is just one of these all-round convenient players to have. But Carnevale, very deep. Joe Emerson wins the ball back. Interesting pass by Roma. Locatelli. They're playing with fire here. 2 minutes left in the game, and they're passing it around their backline. They've not really done a whole lot to warrant that. That wasn't great goalkeeping. But Roma haven't really done an awful lot to make it, to be kind of like, oh, we're good enough that we can play out from the back. They managed to do it that time, but they're 8-2 down on aggregate. Happy with the result. We're through, which is all that matters. Carlos Roberto makes up for the last game. Comes out swinging. Happy days. We are through to the next round. We'll have a look and see how the Liverpool beat Valencia 2-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. I don't know who we're playing yet in the next round because there's still 2 games that need to be played. You did superb, buddy. Well done. Italy boss was there to watch Carnevale and a bunch of Roma players. Argentina boss was there to watch Baldoff, Mitkov, Gonzalez and Spagnoli. Did Spagnoli even play? That being said, we will be back for... It's got to be Genk and the Champions League quarter-final second leg, because we could conceivably make it to the final, or to the semi-final of the Champions League. We'd have to wait to see how the PSG, Atletico Madrid, Benfica, Bayern Munich games go, but we could conceivably make it to a semi-final of the Champions League when all they wanted from us was to be competitive in the group stage. So, and we could win the league again. Imagine winning the league and the Champions League in our final season at Ghent. That would be insane. Anyway, if you've enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Share with all of your friends. Let me know, have you ever had anything happen similar to the Pavlov situation, where you sign a player born in the country you're managing in and they want a player brought in to help them settle? Or maybe he wanted a French player brought in. I don't know. I don't really care, to be fair. It's not my problem, but still, it's interesting that after 2 months of being at the club, he wants to leave because a player wasn't signed to be his friend. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!